Hey guys, how are ya? Good. Do we have any car drivers in tonight? No car drivers. There'd be a... You're just joking, aren't you? Anyway, I drive a car, well, my car, but I'm a car driver, yeah. I don't mind driving. A lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it. One thing I don't like about driving, and that is being pulled over to do an RBT, right? It's not what you're thinking. I'm not a drink driver, right? Well, it's not to say I never did. I did it when I was young. But you know when you're young and dumb and do stupid stuff, right? So I got that out of my system, right? Young, dumb, not very proud of it. You know when you're young and dumb, 18, 19, 29, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't do that anymore. Got that out of my system. But my problem with RBTs is the dishonesty in the name. Because what it stands for is random breath test. Which I think is bullshit. There's nothing random about it because every single time they're testing for alcohol. You know, if it was truly random, wouldn't they throw in a test to see he's been having a bit of garlic, you know? Just breathe into this, sir. Just checking to see he's been having a bit of seafood tonight, you know? Just as we suspected, lobster, you know? But yeah, that's something I don't like to see on the road, but something, I'm going to flip it around a bit and tell you something I do like to see, and that is drivers who flash their headlights to let you know police are around. You guys know about this? Yeah, even though you don't drive, you know about it, right? You must have heard about it. But now, police, they don't like it. It's actually illegal. I don't know if you know about that, which I think is a bit of a shame because I like to see it. Because I like to see drivers in the community working together, right? Because there's usually a lot of aggression on the road, a lot of road rage. You might have seen footage of people cutting people off, getting into fights, etc., right? So I like to see the opposite. I like to see the community working together. And the people who do it, they don't have to do it. They do it out of the goodness of their own heart, right? They'll be driving along. They might see a speed camera or a police officer there with a radar gun, something like that. And they decide to let other drivers know police are around by flashing their headlights at other drivers coming the other direction. And I like the message it sends. It's a really lovely message, you know, because they flash their headlights and it tells other drivers, hey, police are around, drive properly for the next few minutes. I think that's a really lovely message, you know. But it did get me thinking about, in society, do we have any other times when people use their headlights to communicate? And I couldn't think of anything else, which led me to believe we are severely missing out. We should have a whole system going in society, right? 2 flashes, police are around. 3 flashes. Really good bakery over there, check it out. Good pies, sausage rolls, you know. Yeah, I'm actually divorced. Believe it or not. Divorced single dad, actually. And look, divorces happen, breakups happen. It's a part of life, isn't it? Not a nice part of life, but it happens. And sometimes it gets a bit messy, breakups, doesn't it? But, you know, with divorces and breakups, people can start talking a lot of shit about their ex, right? But I decide I don't want to be one of those guys who talks a lot of shit about my ex, right? So I'm not going to be one of those guys. But what I will say is, right, I'm not going to say it, but you guys can join the dots for yourself, right? I got 100% custody of the kids, right? 2 daughters. That tells you a lot about my ex, right? I don't know if you know how the family court system works, but they don't just do that willy-nilly, giving them to one parent, right? They usually try and set up a sort of, you know, Monday to Friday with one, Saturday, Sunday with the other, that sort of thing. So that tells you a fair bit about it, right? I got 100% custody of the kids. But not only that, I actually went into court to get it all sorted out, right? Some people just send their lawyer along to do all the dirty work. I actually went in. Let that sink in, right? The judge looked at this and said, yep, give him to him. So that tells you a fair bit about my ex, right? But yeah, like I said, 2 daughters, so I'm a single dad with 2 girls, and look, I love them so much. I love them with all my heart, but I have to admit, I'm struggling. I'm not doing a great job. It's not easy, right? For example, like, I'm having a hard time keeping them safe because they just like to have fun. Kids just love having fun. So I always catch them rushing through the house, 1,000,000 miles an hour, and I'll say to them, slow down, watch where you're going. They don't listen, keep on doing it. And I'm worried something bad's going to happen to them, right? And sure enough, it did. My youngest daughter, Katie, not watching where she's going, and bang, smacks her head right on the kitchen bench. You know, it's quite sharp. Opens up a nasty wound on her forehead, right? Now, sorry to get a bit graphic. I just try to tell you what happened. I'm looking at her and I can see inside, right? Look. Now, I'm no doctor, but general rule of thumb, if you can see inside, something's gone wrong, right? So I did the right thing. I rushed her off to the doctor. Well, when I say rush, I did stop off at Red Rooster on the way. But I didn't want to be listening to the doctor on an empty stomach, right? So grabbed my medium flavour wrap combo with vanilla Coke and went straight to the doctor. And the doctor was great, right? He looked after her, patched it up, gave her a few stitches. He said, look, take the next day off school to rest and recover. So she did that. But then the next day came around and she was ready to go back to school. And as I dropped her off, the teacher's seen the injury and is quite curious and asked Katie what happened. And she's quite young, so she's not very confident, quite shy. So she was stumbling a bit. She was like, And I couldn't just stand back and watch. I wanted to step in and help her out. So I was like, you bumped your head, Katie. Yeah, you know what you did. We agreed upon this at home. No, I didn't say we agreed upon this at home. But the other stuff I did say, and it wasn't until after I said it, I realised this doesn't look too good from the teacher's point of view, right? So I had to quickly think on the spot, and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Believe it or not, I'm not much of an ideas man, because all I could come up with was just run. Just got the hell out of there as quick as I could, right? Hey, you guys have been great. I'll just leave you with one more thing. I do love my sports. I don't know, any sports fans out there? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, well, like growing up, we always loved playing, kicking the ball around the backyard, like footy, soccer, whatever. And there's this thing kids do where they reenact, like, from TV commentary, right? Commentary of a game. A lot of kids will do that. Now, if you've ever heard, it's usually, like, right at the end of the grand final, right? They'll be like, scores are locked up. If you can kick this goal, they win the championship. You know, like that sort of thing, moment of glory, right? But I had a lot of self-esteem issues, had trouble believing in myself, so mine was like, 10 seconds left, Gocs has got the ball. If you can kick this, it'll bring a bit of respectability to the scoreline. Like, how bad is that? Even in my dreams, I was getting smashed, right? Dude, no one's here, just lie, right? Hey, you guys have been great. Have a good night. Thank you.
That was Aaron Gocs. Let him hear it one more time.